So we are going to stop here at the midway point, and you can tune in next week for the other half of our top 10 list, which will be 10.
Or should we vote on it? Because I vote we just do the whole thing.
I veto. Click. Welcome back to the second half of our top 10 screenwriters, personal choices. This is the second half because we had to split it because
I didn't want to split it. I think you guys have the attention span to watch the entire thing.
I wanted you to be able to go and take a bath.
They can press pause and take a bath and come back.
Because you're filthy, nasty people.
So this is just going to be one. Thank you for...
Oh my goodness, I have to go take a bath.
And she's lost it.
My next one is Cameron Crowe. Because of... I know you loved Almost
Famous. Oh, one of the best films ever. God, I love that film.
So Coco liked Almost Famous.
I loved Almost Famous.
Mine was because of Say Anything, which will now and forever be one of my life-changing films, because I fell in love with it so hard, so early, because it's brilliant, but also because that Lloyd Dobler was the penultimate guy figure for me. Like, he was the brass ring of the kind of guy you want to meet and marry. And
did you?
Did.
Aww.
I did. Doug Purdy is 1,000% my Lloyd Dobler. Nice. So, thank you for writing that, Cameron Crowe.
My next one is kind of an obvious one. It's William Goldman. He has written books about screenwriting. He's written so many great screenplays. He's done The Princess Bride and All the President's Men, which were really big, but my favorite was actually Misery. I loved Misery. It was creepy. It was interesting. Again, kind of a low-budget film in a way, where it's Kathy Bates and the dude.
James Caan.
Bridges?
James Caan.
Jeff Bridges. No, it was not Jeff Bridges, the dude.
Yeah.
It was James Caan. Yeah.
Such a good film. Creepy, upsetting, and interesting. So, again, it's like Ernest Lehman. He's someone who's written, he wrote a political film. He wrote a horror film. He wrote what's Princess Bride? Like a fantasy film. So I love that. And that's when we've said this in past Midlife Mutinies, that if you want to write, you don't have to only write horror films. You don't have to only write dramas or comedies. We like writing lots of different genres. So a lot of the people on our lists have, they're not pigeonholed into one category. They think outside the box and write outside the box, and that's one of the reasons they're successful.
And we appreciate that. Also, I think Misery was one of the first Stephen King stories that they shot that he actually loved. And it wasn't Shining. He felt like, I believe, Stephen King said The Shining was about Kubrick, not his story, not his story. And I believe he was a big fan of Misery, as he should have been.
I was a big fan of Misery.
Well done. Okay, Judd Apatow, knocked up. My favorite is This Is 40, because Doug and I were in our 40s when it came out, and there was so much that was similar.
Quality Problems has a very This Is 40.
That's high praise then, because I think he just nails it. And I'm actually watching his masterclass right now, and he's funny and charming and everything you'd want him to be. So, bravo, Judd Apatow, you have captured our lives.
Next one is Nora Ephron. She's funny. She was kind of one of the first extremely successful screenwriters who was a woman who was funny and allowed to be funny. And When Harry Met Sally is a classic film. Sleepless in Seattle. You've Got Mail. I like all of her films. It's a joy just to watch her stuff. It's a joy, and she's a great sense of humor. And I'm a big fan. I'm a big Nora Ephron fan. May she rest in peace.
Okay, that's. My next one is Monty Python. All of Monty Python, because they all wrote all their stuff.
John Cleese.
John Cleese, Terry Gilliam, Eric Idle, Terry Jones, Michael Palin. Graham Chapman. Because I also grew up on him. This is why I was a weird, twisted only child. Is because I was exposed to Monty Python very early. I was one of the only people who only kids who knew of them and laughed at them.
And understood them.
Yeah.
I didn't understand them.
No, it's very dark and very British and very dry, and a lot of people don't get them, and I think they're just geniuses. And I don't really write like that. But it's so very much like showed me that you could write something and then just cut to anything else. Like they broke all the rules, they made new rules, they rewrote rules. Like they're amazingly talented and hilarious.
Speaking of amazingly talented, but not hilarious, Paddy Chayefsky. Network will always be one of my top 5 films ever. When he goes to the window and says, "I'm mad as hell, I'm not going to take it anymore," it's kind of, in 2021, we can all be going to our windows and screaming like that. He's still relevant all these years later, and just a smart writer, and I respond to his smart writing.
This might be my favorite right now, but Taika Waititi.
Yeah, our favorite. We want to work with you, Taika.
Yeah, honestly, seriously.
That's not why you're on this list, but we want to work with you.
It's not, but we do have a film that is tailor-made for you. From Boy, his first movie, which I fell in love with, which was quaint and gorgeous and lovely.
And for the Wilder People.
For the Wilder People, but did he write or just direct Ragnarok? Either way, Ragnarok is my favorite of the Marvel movies. But Jojo Rabbit, I keep rediscovering this movie because my kid watches it, Scout watches it, and every time I will walk through and I will end up sitting down and I will just be dumbfounded by how gorgeous it is. Like, I will discover new things in that movie that it has just like creeped up into my top 5 films. I feel like it's a near perfect movie, and he is funny and droll, but also so much heart. Everything for Taika Waititi.
We love you, Taika.
We do.
And then the last one on my list, I couldn't decide between Nancy Meyers and Jane Anderson, so I'm saying both of them. Nancy Meyers did Parent Trap, Private Benjamin. Private Benjamin's one of my all-time favorite movies, and Father of the Bride. Just classic films that make you feel good. And Jane Anderson started as a playwright, the way Brooke and I both started as playwrights, so just has a gift for dialogue. She did The Wife with Glenn Close. She also did Olive Kittredge with Frances McDormand, and did Baby Dance. She works all the time and is just a beautiful, beautiful writer. So Jane Anderson and Nancy Meyers.
Susannah Grant.
Love Susannah Grant.
Susannah Grant blew my mind with Unbelievable. Like, I watched Unbelievable, and I'd say 15 minutes in, I was looking up who the writer was because it was written so exquisitely. Susannah Grant should work all the time for all the money.
I think she does work all the time.
She should. She's excellent. Nothing. There's behind the scenes things going on. Okay. Quickly, Kristen Wiig and Annie Mumolo. They're you know them for all their amazing comedy.
Perfect comedy duo.
Yeah, and their acting. But they also wrote Bridesmaids, and they just wrote a new one, Barb and Schmarb go to blah blah blah. There's something coming out that they're writing. Just pay attention to anything they write.
Because Bridesmaids, again, broke a lot of barriers, and the year after Bridesmaids came out, everyone tried to do a Bridesmaids wannabe and just couldn't live up to the bar that they set.
Because they're the
Geniuses,
real deal. Yeah, the real deal. And you know that they've been like working at this forever, and they're finally getting they're getting their due, and everybody should just automatically greenlight stuff that they submit.
Barb and Star.
Go
to Vista Del Mar.
Go to Vista Del Mar.
Which is really far.
No, that's all. This is all my husband. Barb and Star go to Vista Del Mar. So that is their latest watch. Really, if you enjoy laughing and like
and you
female
want a
writers,
comedy duo who isn't us, you should watch them.
Go ahead. We'll take their cast off. And finally, Naomi Sheridan, who is maybe not as well known, but she wrote a film called In America that I remember watching with my husband, and it was just unbelievable. If you have not seen it, it was what, 90s
I have not seen it.
or 2000s?
It was
Early-
around 2000.
Yeah, it was like early 2000s in America. It's brilliant. The acting is brilliant. The writing is brilliant.
Wait, what's it about?
2000. It's about an Irish family.
Oh, she's Jim Sheridan's daughter, I think.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. It's an Irish family that immigrates to America, and they're trying to assimilate. And it is beautiful. It is simply beautiful. Who's the guy in it? Stephen Ray.
Right.
No, Paddy Considine.
Oh, Paddy Constantine and
And
I thought it was Stephen Ray. R-E-A.
It's someone.
Anyway, and the woman in it
Is someone else.
is someone else. You'll recognize everything. I'm
saying
sorry.
right now.
All right, you're gonna tell me right now.
This is a 20-minute episode.
It's okay.
Well, just,
So technically, this is top 22.
Samantha Morton,
There we
Love
go.
Samantha Morton. Oh yeah, I know which one you're
Paddy
talking about now.
Considine, Jamin Hansu.
Oh yeah,
He was amazing.
yeah. He was. Please, if you're looking for a great film and you're trying to see anything that's coming out, go back a little and go watch In America. It reminds me a little of Avalon that we were talking about.
Okay.
With Barry
Barry
Levinson. It's an immigrant story, and it's beautiful. So Naomi Sheridan.
So that's our top 10 list, which is technically our top 23 list.
We should maybe break this up into two.
No, I'm good with this. You know, people get bored, they get bored.
No, we should probably maybe break this up into two.
Let's, I think we should have all these discussions on camera. I think it's really good.
Hey.
We'll get another camera set up on me, split screen.
Okay, this has been the endless episode
Of our top 10
20
for
Midlife Mutiny.
I'm Colette,
I'm Brooke.
and this is Midlife Mutiny. Thank you for staying with us this entire time.
Forever.
Or coming back for the second half.
Yeah.
Whatever you did.